Hey, my friend, I experienced something truly profound the other day, and it started with a tangled string of fake silver pearls for in our Christmas tree. So I was decorating the Christmas tree with my wife and my two kids, and my wife was trying to untangle this garland of silver pearls, and it was completely tangled. Not a little bit, it was just like a big, mega tangle thing. And partly because it was in the box for so long, and partly because my daughter was playing with it before. And my wife first tried, but at some point she was a little bit done with it. And I felt this challenge in me. I was like, challenge accepted, because I really like these types of challenges to just focus, obsess, passion over something. I basically block out every sound. I just immediately go into this. So my first approach was with brute force. I would just try to pull at it at every direction randomly, just pull, just go try to in some way create or force a movement with a lot of concentration and passion. But of course, that didn't work. So then something shifted. I realized this is not how it's going to work. So I need to systematically work as well. So with this obsession, concentration, passion that I was working on it, I needed to also systemize my approach. And I just took one end of the garland and started to work myself in from that end. And it went very slow. I had to really patiently, carefully work myself through this maze, you could say, of this garland. But I noticed really quickly it did work. It made the knot smaller. And of course, that was a slow process, like I said, but it worked fully. And suddenly it began to open. And at some point, it was totally gone. There was no knot anymore. So it was not quick, because it took me 15 minutes or something like that, but it was really effective. And while I was doing this, I was thinking this is exactly how awakening or any type of successful project actually works. This is how emotional healing works. This is how business works. This is actually how every transformation works. So you start with passion, obsession, concentration, inspiration. You start with this desire for a certain outcome, to solve something, to break free, to understand something. But if you use force, you make the knot tighter. Awakening is not solved through more force. It's solved through clarity, patience, and the right direction. A quote comes up which says, "Direction is more important than speed. Many people are going nowhere fast." That's especially true in our society. So what works is choosing one way of working with yourself. And if you're in awakening, probably you already have a favorite way that works for you. And then systematically chipping away at it with obsession, passion, and concentration, but also with a systematized approach. And you watch your progression and you see if this is also something that moves. So with me, with the garland, I noticed I took a system with my obsession and passion, and I started seeing immediately that it did something. It untangled something. It worked. Right? So don't do a method that doesn't work for years and years. Right? You have these people that are working on certain methods, meditation, self-inquiry, whatever, emotional healing, but they don't see a lot of progress. Stop that. You don't need to do it one way. That's if you sell techniques, then of course you're going to say, oh, you need to use my technique, right? But to be honest, I see lots of different techniques or methods work with different people, and I try to work with the method that works best for them. Because you should see progress quite fast if you're doing the right things, systematically, with passion and concentration. So following the thread, you don't untangle everything at once. You find the thread, you work with it, you follow it, and then eventually the knot opens itself. Pure reality, pure oneness, pure ease and flow. And once the garland was free, we could decorate the tree. And in the Christmas tradition, that's where Jesus is born, or where the light enters, and we could put the lights up. So in truth, light is born every time you dissolve a knot in your system. You become a little bit more free. And you notice maybe there's still a knot, right? But you also notice more freedom. That's what you're supposed to notice in this process. Not that everything is gone, but that you're making some sort of progress, because your standard, even though there's still not, your standard is becoming more free. You're feeling better every day. Even though you're going through all these intensities or not, when that quiets down for a second, you feel your standard is raised. So whether it's with identity, with trauma, with emotion, with energetics, you don't need more force. You need more clarity, patience, and persistence. Every liberation starts with, I want to dissolve this knot. This knot of me. So if you're going through a phase where your inner world feels tangled, overwhelming, or intense, I created a free guide called Stabilizing and Awakening, which you can download below. And if you want more personal clarity on your process and what you're going through at the moment, feel free to book a free personal clarity session with me below. Whatever knot you're facing right now, it can open. Just go one thread at a time. Thank you so much, my friend. And thanks for watching. Have a great day. Much love. Bye.